What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we're going to be jumping into X-Men issue number 23. If you didn't check out my last video, which is Immortal X-Men, I highly recommend that you go and do so. All of these comics are beginning to really intertwine. We're seeing the moves being made, the chessboard is being played, and Mother Righteous is making her moves. And while she moves in secret, the X-Men have bigger things to worry about. More specifically, the Stark Sentinels. ORCHIS is making their plays, and all of Krakoa is in the crosshairs. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Dr. Stasis. Now, Dr. Stasis, every single day, he ends his day with his cloned wife and child. And every single day, he watches as they die. When supper is over, his family time comes to an end. But on this day, things go a little bit differently, because today, Mother Righteous is here. At first, he refers to her as Rebecca Essex. But she lets it be known that you can refer to me as Mother Righteous, that she hasn't been Rebecca Essex, devoted wife to Nathaniel for many lifetimes. But she is here to give information, because she knows things that he does not. She knows that he is a complete fraud. He thought that he was the original Nathaniel, but they both know that he is not, because how else would you be able to explain her existence? But she's not here to play games today. She is here to let him know that she is taking an interest, possibly a controlling one, in ORCHIS. Really, Mother Righteous is coming here to let Nathaniel know that if you get in my way, I will step on your throat. That she's creating boundaries. She tells him to not make a single attempt. Don't do anything with the future her. Also letting him know that there are to be no more clones of his wife and son. Really, this is just her putting dominance over Nathaniel. Letting Dr. Stasis know that he is not going to be the one to rise up out of the ashes. That Mother Righteous will be the one to reign supreme. Now, this is what takes us over to a building fire. Currently in New York City, we have New York's bravest doing their best to put this fire out, as some of the firefighters get ready to be engulfed in flames. That is where the Stark Sentinel comes into play. The giant metal hand going right through the wall and rescuing these firefighters, with Fei Long having the successful takeover of Stark Unlimited. ORCHIS wasted no time in testing out its new creations. The rebrand seems to work for most Americans. But while this Stark Sentinel is out here rescuing all of these firefighters, one of the firefighters is a mutant. Detecting him as a mutant, it goes into a hostile mutant protocol enabling. It grabs hold of him, and it looks like this Stark Sentinel is about to straight up murder this firefighter in broad daylight. As it goes to crush him, that is where the X-Men come into play. They waste no time, they begin to go in on this monstrosity, with Forge trying to use his little ray gun to do something. He thought that this would melt the hide of this monstrosity, only for it to do absolutely nothing, recognizing that they're gonna need a little more firepower. This is where they call in Jean, Synch, and Talon, telling Synch to be ready to use Polaris's powers. As Iceman tries to freeze this thing in place, we have Forge that is trying to use some coding, trying to break this thing down. And at first he thinks he might have it, but that's when the Stark Sentinel just straight slaps him out of the sky. With him going down, we have the arrival of Jean Grey, Magic, Synch, and Talon. They jump into the fight, and Synch immediately tries to crush this thing into a can. What they didn't know is that it has countermeasures to magnetism, and so crushing this thing like a soda can is not an option. With Synch being smashed like a freaking bug, bones broken, bleeding out all over the place. As he lays dying, he reaches out to Talon. Using her powers, he slowly begins to regenerate. Now later on, ORCHIS is going to say that this was mutant aggression, that they sent the Stark Sentinel to go and help people, and the mutants attacked it. But secretly, the Sentinel, it had been programmed to take out any kind of mutation, programmed by the enemies of mutantdom to provoke the attack. They wanted to draw out the X-Men. They wanted them to do this fight. They wanted the world to see this. They wanted to draw first blood. This is where Jean Grey, she tells Magic to go ahead and end this, with Magic snapping her teleportation discs open and then closing them. We see this thing begin to break apart. Piece by piece, it is being teleported. It is being scattered across the universe. She does this until there is nothing but a head remaining. And that's when Jean Grey breaks this thing down till it's absolutely nothing. There will be nothing that they can retrieve from this. But the X-Men know that a single machine nearly took out the entire X-Men team. They know that they are going to have to step their game up, because if there are more of these, they know that they are about to have their work cut out for them. Forge saying that he's going to have a conversation with Tony Stark to try to find any weakness that may be able to help take these Stark Sentinels down. Meanwhile, with Dr. Stasis and Nimrod with Fei Long, they are discussing the situation. Now, they had really hoped to bag themselves Marvel Girl. Unfortunately, they were unable to do so. That is because Magic came and interfered. But nonetheless, their point was made. They made Mutantkind look like the bad guys, while Orchis is the one to deal the first strike. They are spinning this like Mutantkind attacked this while it was saving heroes. But when it comes to our Omega level mutants, Nimrod says that he can take care of them. That you guys focus on what you're doing and leave all of those pesky Omegas to Nimrod. This is what takes us to Krakoa. Emma Frost having a discussion with Wilson Fisk. And Wilson Fisk has been granted Krakoan citizenship. This is because of his marriage. That they will defend against any human world that may try to interfere. But if he slips into bad habits, the protection will be taken away. He says that he's going to be a good Krakoan citizen. With their business being concluded, this is where we see Cyclops meeting up with Emma Frost. And we are learning that Cyclops and Jean Grey, they're taking some time apart. At first, he believes this is why Emma had called him here. But the real reason that Emma is calling him here is because a tragedy has occurred. Before everybody finds out, Cyclops was close to Miss Marvel. And she is letting us know that Miss Marvel was killed in New York. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely one hell of an issue. Orchis has made the first strike. The first real strike that the public has seen. But the public, they are being manipulated. The media is being twisted. This is being made to look like Mutantkind is the first one to strike. The first one to go after these Stark Sentinels. But the truth is, it was there to provoke. It was there to start a fight. To bring the X-Men out into the open. To try and take Marvel Girl for their own. Who knows why they want her or what they would use her for. But obviously, it can't be for anything good. But this is just the first step in Orchis' plan. And while the Omegas may be able to thwart these plans just for a little bit, Nimrod, he is going to do something about that. And while all of this is going on, Mother Righteous is working in the background. She plans to take over Orchis for her own. Not because she wants to save Mutantkind, but because she wants control of everything, of everyone. She wants dominionhood. She vows that she will be the first to reach it. And if she can take over Orchis, this gives her a power over the entire globe that nobody else will have. It also doesn't mean that she will stop waging her war, that Mutantkind would be safe. In fact, she would probably continue to use Orchis exactly in the manner that it is being used, to eradicate Mutantkind. The odds are stacking up against Krakoa, against the X-Men, against mutantdom, and it is only a matter of time before the fall. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, if you would like to get completely caught up on everything going on with the X-Men. Be sure to check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.